Happy Thursday.
What's going on? What's going on?
We are almost through the week. So today I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today.
Very excited.
I do got to give credit to one of the leaders in our business, Ronnell Burns, because we
Uncle Burns.
because we saw his video, and we really did like a lot of the information that he shares. And so today we're going to talk about inspect what you expect or you'll never get it. I'm going to say that again. Inspect what you expect or you'll never get it. So this comes down to, just tracking your goals and staying on track. If you set a goal and you didn't plan it out, you didn't put a time on it, you didn't put a detailed thought behind it, you're never going to be able to achieve that goal. And so you also have to be realistic with it. You can't say, I want to be able to, for example, have this many appointments, but then it's the second week of the month and you haven't made no appointments. So how are you supposed to, reach your goal if you haven't had any appointments? Or whatever your goal is for that month or that week or whatever the case is, you have to be able to track them, and they have to be measurable, and you have to be realistic. So in all of that, you can't plan a goal of, you start at point A and then all of a sudden you're trying to get to Z, but then you have to be able to make it measurable. And also, hold yourself accountable. Set a goal that you can accomplish. It's okay to shoot for the stars, and we know the sky's the limit. But let's also be realistic to know that the dreams and the goals that we want to accomplish, we also have to be realistic and know it's a process, and we're going to get there. But you also have to check it. You have to check your goals and measure it. I'm definitely going to let my husband hit on a couple points, but again, this was eye-opening to me that you have to inspect what you expect, or you'll never get it done.
Yes. Inspect what you expect, right? You gotta know what you're doing. Know the action that you gotta put forth.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get nowhere. You're
No.
not gonna get nothing done if you don't put forth no action.
Right.
If you don't put forth no action, if you don't take a step, if you don't, I want to lose some weight, but I'm not gonna work out. I want to save some money, but I'm not gonna save no money. You gotta put forth some action. Can't nobody do it but you.
Right.
Everybody knows what you say, but everybody is watching what you're doing. That's the main thing, right? And as my wife alluded to, check your checkpoints. You got a checkpoint, okay? Put a date on it. Put a date on it. And then measure yourself as you get closer to that date. Where am I at? How much more work do I need to do? Have I surpassed my goal? Okay, when I get to that goal, let me go further. Let me see what I can do, right? So that goal is the new norm. And when there's a new norm, you have a new goal after that to shoot for, right? You got to go for it.
And think of your checkpoint really quick as your GPS system. We put in the address. If you don't know where you're going, we put in the address, and it tells us every stop, every turn, and it tells us our final destination. That is your checkpoint. So you need to understand where you're starting, what your starting point is. Understand the turns and stuff that you need to take to get there, and it's going to get you to your destination. And I'm speaking to myself too. A lot of the things that we're coming to you this week, I'm really talking to myself. But I wanted to share it because we all got to hold each other accountable. He holds me accountable and vice versa. So we really have to check our checkpoints. We set a goal this month. We're a little bit behind, and that's okay. But we're going to make up for it.
Most definitely.
We're definitely going to make up for it, so that way we can get back on track. So I just want to hit on that really quick.
And with the GPS, that was good, right? The GPS gonna tell you exactly what time you're gonna get there. Okay, that's the same thing that we have to do with our life. Know when we trying to get there. Know the time. Know the date, and when you going to get there. Be specific. And if you not there, put the gas on the floor. You gotta speed up. What are you waiting on? Really, what are we waiting on? Why would we think that we could just procrastinate? Why do we think that we got time? As I alluded to the other day, time waits on no man. Stop playing. Stop playing with life. Stop playing with the blessings that we have. Stop playing with the opportunities that we have, right? Check yourself. Hold yourself accountable.
And if you don't,
we're talking to ourselves.
And if you don't feel comfortable holding yourself accountable, get an accountability partner. It can literally be your best friend, your cousin, your coworker. It doesn't matter.
Don't get a yes man.
Correct. Don't get a yes man. You need somebody that's going to tell you no and challenge you. Because yes, let's talk about that for a second. There's times and different seasons in our life where we just like to hear the right things. It sounds really good, but sometimes you need to dig underneath the surface, and you need to hear what's raw and what's real. And that's one thing that I appreciate about the people that's in my inner circle and the people that I'm surrounding myself with, because I don't want you to sugarcoat nothing to me. I don't want you to be around the bush. I want you to be direct, and I want you to tell me what I need to hear and when I need to hear it. there was earlier in my life, and I say that like I'm so old, but like there was definitely times as I'm growing up in my adulthood where people would just tell me what I wanted to hear, and it felt good. Like I didn't want to hear the things that I needed to hear. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to hear the things I wanted to hear. But then that didn't do me no good, because then they're just babying you. And in life, you can't be babied. You know, you have to crawl, walk, and run in that order.
Yeah.
And that's the same way with life. And so, again, we have to hold each other accountable. And again, like things that we're talking to you guys about, we're really talking to ourselves, but you can deal with everything that you're going through in life, whether it's professional, personal, whatever it is. Like you can take these lessons and cater to each area of your life, but you truly have to inspect what you expect.
Yeah.
Like I just don't, like that hits me every time I say it, because if you don't inspect what you expect,
yes, sir,
you will never get it done.
Never. And you're not going to get what you want to get done, what you need to get done, if you always complaining and you just always stuck in where you're at. Yes, where you're at is where you're at, but it does not have to be where you're going to be. It doesn't have to be what you're going to stay. That's just a part of the test. That's just a part of the testimony, right? But when you get past the point that you at right now, my God, that story is going to be amazing.
Absolutely.
That's going to be the story. That's going to be the movie that's going to be played, right? That's the part. That's the good part of the movie. It's like, they in a tough little spot. How they going to get out of that?
Yeah.
That's how somebody's looking at you, right? Because somebody's waiting on you.
Yeah.
Somebody's waiting on us to come to them. Somebody's waiting on us to make it. Somebody is waiting. Your family, your kids, your goals is waiting on you to get out of that mess that you in, to turn it into a message, right? As I said the other day, I got it from our great leader, Maurice Nelson. The trials that you go through is going to turn into triumph. Everything that we going through, y'all, is going to turn into something amazing. So stop playing. Inspect what you expect. Check your checkpoints. Hold yourself accountable. And let's get it done, man.
And lastly, like my husband said it probably, I don't know if it was yesterday or a couple weeks ago, but your test will turn into your testimony, and your mess will turn into your message. Yeah. So let me say that again. What you're going through right now, it's a testimony to help you, but somebody else out.
Yeah.
The mess that you're in right now is a message for somebody else. Because there's not too many people that's willing to get vulnerable and really talk about what they're going through.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that's willing to take off that robe and say, hey, I got to get my hands dirty. I got to go to work. Where you are in life right now, this is actually where you're supposed to be. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, this is exactly where you're supposed to be. But it's up to you to decide if you want to change your life. Every day we have decisions to make. We either go left or we go right. And whatever decision you make is going to take that next path of what's going to affect you tomorrow and the following days. So make good decisions. But at the end of the day, you have to work for it.
Yeah.
Nothing in this life is for free. And y'all should know that.
Yeah.
Nothing in this life is for free. But if it's for free, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I want to be able to work for everything that we want and that we want to get. I want to work for it because I want to be able to say, I worked hard for that. I don't want to say, I didn't feel like working for that today, so it was given to me. I felt good. There's no responsibility in that.
Right.
When I got my first vehicle at 17 years old, I paid my first down payment. It felt good to be able to do that on my own. It was hard, don't get me wrong, but it felt good. And I had more respect in my vehicle because I paid for it.
Yeah.
Now, there's people that, they get their first car handed to them, and that's okay. I'm not judging you. But you don't have as much respect in because you didn't pay for it. You didn't put into your vehicle. There's no value really in it because you didn't put into it. And it's the same thing goes for your life.
Yeah.
So don't waste time. Don't waste time on distractions, on excuses. It's time to really buckle down and focus.
Yeah.
We have big dreams. This is 2020. Regardless of how 2020 has been, this is 2020.
Yeah.
And what we're doing every day is going to set us for our next step, for the future. And again, tomorrow's not promised. But the good thing is that we can plan for it.
Yeah.
And, God's going to come down, and he's done it to us several times. And he's like, that's cute. You plan for it, but I got something else for you. And I'm okay with that because God's plan is better than my plan. But God likes to see that we have a plan and we're being prepared and we're being focused because God is good. God is so good. So we just wanted to come into you today and just encourage you, give you a little bit of extra encouragement, but also go that extra mile.
Yeah.
Go that extra mile because
I'm telling you. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to reach your goal.
Yeah.
That's the worst that's going to happen.
And be consistent. You have to be consistent. Yeah. That's one thing that I will definitely say that I've struggled with in my life, but I'm learning that if you're being consistent, doing something every day, it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
It's going to pay off.
And just last point, we gotta persevere through the adversity. I'm sorry, I had a whole lot of thoughts in my mind, so I'm trying to make it quick. We gotta persevere through the adversity. All right, let's go, y'all. Let's get it.
Let's go. No, we're good. I'm full. I hope you guys are inspired, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Let's go.